Hello, my dear Libra. Welcome to February. I hope you all are doing well. I am going to go ahead and do your general reading for the month. We're going to go through the cycle of the medicine wheel. So this is your past, your mindset, messages from the spirit realm, and your forward action or forward movement into the future over there. We have your center, of course, and then the Lenormand is here read like a sentence to get an idea for the storyline of what you all are going through. First and foremost, we're going to clear the energy space. Go ahead and grab your tea or your coffee, put your feet up, get comfortable, and clear your space just by taking a few deep breaths, knowing that you're meant to be here to hear this message, and just releasing anything that's happened about your day or the week so far. And just be thinking instead of what you would like to happen, where you're headed, where you're going, and what that feels like to be moving in that correct direction. We're also in the middle now of Imbolc, which is the Wheel of the Year position between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. So we're going through this state where we're still sort of in hibernation mode. We're feeling that new year. We're feeling that ignition towards the springtime energy. So we're going to be focusing on the elements of earth and fire. We're also going to be focusing on the burrowed animals like the skunks and the squirrels and the groundhogs and even the bears who go into that hibernation, who have that preparatory period, which will help us to do the same as well at this time. So in the center here, in reversed, we had to go with the flow. So some of you may be swimming against the current, but that's okay. The universe is trying to have you trust in it and to believe in what is happening. In the past, you've been seeing a lot of cycles. This is the medicine wheel, which is what we're doing, which follows the pattern here, and we will have cards in all of these stone positions. So, yes, it seems sometimes that we're going through patterns, we have repeated things, and it isn't always to do with habits or things that we're doing on purpose. Sometimes the universe decides for us, hey, we're going to do this again and again and again, and it's our job to say, okay, I will go with the flow, and I will do those things, and I will trust that you have my I'm hearing sacred, but my best interest at heart. Okay, so there's a trust here, but there's also a movement that's going on. I'm going to go ahead and flip that upright so you can see it. Then we have your mindset here, and it's telling us to go back to innocence, inner child, the aspect of you that displays trust, that has a pack, a community, right? So again, coming back to that feeling of innocence and feeling protected, but also very much about trust. So trusting your cycles, trusting those patterns, you've been given those things to rehash and to perfect over time. Though it's been frustrating, it's been in your highest good. And the message from your spirit realm here is the inner peace card. And I laugh because this is the card that has gotten thrown against the wall the most times, because you'll notice the number here is the number 1. So I'm hearing, go back to the beginning, go back to the beginning, which has been your reality, right? Rehash, do again, pattern, habit, ritual, do again, do again. And the universe is just expecting you to be in your canoe going around in a big circle and saying, okay, we're going through the circle again. So we're going to dive into this for you, Libra, and hopefully get through this cycle once and for all. You may have noticed that there's a little scribble on the back here. This is Chief Arvel Looking Horse. This is the Lakota chief, and he holds the sacred buffalo calf pipe, which is made of the white buffalo skin. So I have a feeling that story will come about. I mention it in almost every one of my readings just because it's so innately powerful, and we're also in the age of that 5th world of peace, the 7th fire. It just depends on what tribe you follow. Also, New Age Spiritual leaders are calling it Christ consciousness. We have the 5 dimension, the 5D, and then we also have the age of Aquarius. So everyone's calling it something different, but it comes through again and again. And for me, it is that 5th world of peace, that big buffalo calf woman. We'll come back to it because it's a big story, and it's called the Whirling Rainbow Prophecy. Let me see if I can find the card. Perhaps I was hoping it might just pop out at me, but that's okay. All right, so forward movement. We have self-reliance here and the burden basket. So this is a little bit of like a backpack where you would gather your items, your things, and take it home with you. Then you'd hang it on your door like a mailbox, and people would be reminded, don't bring your baggage here to my home. So there is this aspect here of how much can you carry reasonably, right? We have lots of 7s here too, I've seen. So I'm being called here to the 7s, which is a magical number. So again, with trust. So you're being asked to look at what you carry. Okay, so let's dive into a little bit more of the story. What is going on with Libra? We have a need to celebrate, okay, because celebration is reversed. Then we have the book, beautiful, so research, diving in. The lilies, or no, this is the tulips, known traditionally as just the bouquet. Gifts, good messages coming in. Okay, death card, interesting. So a transformation is going on. Definitely feeling this release work with this self-reliance card as well. So it's a good sign. We have the fox here, so the left brain, diving deep again, doing that self-reflection work. Kind of a nod here to the book as well, because this is the left brain. And sometimes foxes get a bad rap. They think they're fairly negative, but it can also be strategy. And, you know, it doesn't have to be cunning and negative and deceitful like most people put on the fox. For me, it is so much more about strategically looking ahead and being very productive, right? So then we have the letter here. So news is most certainly coming in. You have something that you're going to be learning very soon. Yes, and knowledge, very much so. I think a lot of the schools, like the colleges, just started. So many of you may be working a lot with papers if you are a student, but of course we're all a student of our own life, right? So let's dive deeper here. Let's see what it is that is being suppressed or has been suppressed up until this time. What is Libra ready to let go of? What are we letting go of here? Yes, again, so trusting yourself. This says, whatever you choose, it will be correct. This little mantra, this card here, changed my life for me. I mean, really, I started to say that all the time. What if whatever I choose would be correct? What if I never had to worry about second guessing myself again? So you're letting go of this need to have it all figured out. There could be also a need for perfection. And at the bottom of the deck here, Oblivion, open your arms. We have these sort of duct taped wings that are actually just wildflowers, and this woman just is like flying in the wind. Her hair is flying in the wind, her wildflowers are releasing their petals, and it's like she wants so bad to grow wings. And the universe says, open your arms, allow that light in, allow love to come in, allow the gifts to reach you, and to celebrate that with gratitude, joy, good tidings, I'm hearing. Kind of an old way to say that, but yes. And then we have right here at the bottom of the deck here, ecstasy, which is this exact same message. Look at even the feet are the same. Let me get these together. Life is meant to be a dance. We have more 7s here. a magical dance, not just a regular dance, a magical dance. And it feels as though you've been in resistance. And that's okay. A lot of us are that way. But it's time now to see that for what it is and to let go of the things that are no longer serving. So let's see what else is the momentum for Libra. Since I grabbed this deck, it just screamed at me, so I had to grab it. So now we'll mirror image it here. The other motivator for you is dedication. So there could be a fear of failure here. There could also be, I've made it this far, so I can't quit now. What I love the most about this card is that there's so many arrows going so many different directions. And I mean, where is she even aiming, right? Like there's up, they're down, they're all over the place. But there's an arrow about to be knocked inside of that bow. So dedication persists. And this is the 9. So 9 of swords, if it was the traditional deck. But in this deck here, it's all about starting over, starting again. Your favorite thing to hear, Libra. It's frustrating. It absolutely is. But there's been something within you that is being called to balance yourself. Okay. And here now at the bottom of the deck, we have the wolf, which is a repeat message for you. This is the King of Stones or the King of Pentacles. So very much a ruler of the forest. But I love how we have one relaxed wolf and one wolf calling. So you could be called very much to the wolf spirit at this time, but focusing on what the wolf represents, yes, there's power here. There's also leadership, hierarchy. Again, trust and companionship come up. Also, there's like rejection coming forward for you. There's like a fear of rejection, a fear of not knowing which way to go because someone may feel one way or another. That makes sense. Okay. So let's go upwards here. What does Libra need to keep in mind as they go through these goals, as they focus on where they're headed? What are we focusing on? Oh my goodness. This card has come through for every single reading so far. I really think so. It is 34. Wow. You guys are really like in the 7s. Lots of 7s coming through for you all. Okay, so as you are releasing, as you're doing your self-reflection work, as you're going through and getting rid of what no longer serves you, you are making space with that inner peace for you to bring forward this new spark, which also happens to be like the Ace of Wands. Okay, so Ace of creativity, fire, ignition, feeling like it's time, it's go time, you know? And so you've been really feeling called to something or another. There's a very predominant calling, pulling. And at the bottom here, we have magic prayer. I think that it's still unclear to you what your calling is, perhaps for some of you. So you'll find a lot of solace in meditation. I do feel this way. And you're going to receive an awful lot of messages, and also a lot of this joy and celebration is found there as well. I teach the Akashic Records, and in my meditations for that, we cross the bridge or the threshold, whatever it is. It's different for everyone, really. But we kind of go into that space. We go into that meditation, trusting that it's going to be unknown, something new, something explorative, is that a word? With exploration, this inner child innocence, right? This trust in the universe. And we go there, and what do? We just enjoy being there, okay? And a lot of my clients end up purging emotions. A lot of my clients end up getting answers through means that they didn't know they were open to. So I think that's something that's coming through for you as well. Oh, and We have the Akashic Records here with the book as well. So many of you may be feeling that call. And now I'm seeing the bottom of the deck here, Vision Quest. Moving through realms, speaking with your spirit team, whatever that means for you, because it's different for everyone and not everyone is called to Akashic Records or Reiki or crystal grids or what have you. But messages are coming in for you, Libra. And you are going to like these messages. I think it's upside down because, like I said, there perhaps is just an aspect of not feeling all the way ready to receive. And that is why you have been going through this frustration of I try and I try and I try and still I'm starting over. I'm starting at ground zero. So let's dive into sort of how we can fix that, what's coming forward. And right on the bottom of the deck, we have release. So very, very predominant message here that you must release a few things. Make space, make room for the new manifestations. Make it known what it is that you want. Declare what it is that you want, and then do the work to make space. I didn't even need to shuffle. Purification comes out here. And I love the sunflower here because they're so bright. They represent the sun. They really do. And then at the bottom of the deck here, inner peace, which happens to be a duplicate message for you. Inner peace comes through 2 times. So what's going on within you, Libra, that has you feeling off balance, that has you feeling that you do not trust, that the universe has you back, that your cycles have been for your highest good, that you are merging with the flow of the universe, that you know what to do, and, you know, F everyone else. You know what to do, you are guided, you are led. And of course, if we see experiences happen where it's like, okay, this proves again my worst fear. My worst fear is again proven. Okay, that's very much understandable, but I wanted to put that one there next to the other inner peace card. So now at the bottom of the deck, we have courage. Turbulence, emotional turbulence. That's what waves are. But we have the option to ride the wave. We have the option to trust in our inner guidance system. We have the ability here to be loyal and committed to our spiritual journey, which all in all is what's being asked of here. So let's go into what it is that needs to be expressed at this time. As you're focusing upwards and onwards, what are we focusing on to express? Elegance. Okay, so there's a little bit of containment, emotional containment. I love that swans are of the air, but they live in water. It is found in the beauty of nature, the lotus waiting to bloom, be the swan on the water and glide. I love this. I mean, swans really do not have a care in the world. They have predators, but not all of them can swim, not all of them can fly. So they may have to dodge badgers and bears and wolves and maybe even an occasional fox. But all in all, they can get away. They can just go and glide and just be off, whether they're gliding on the water or gliding in the air. They live fairly peaceful. So your guides want you to embrace that and to begin to say, I'm on this journey of wealth and abundance and celebration. I'm always working on myself, and I know that I can trust myself to make those decisions, to do what is right, and I will always be led by my higher sources, my spirit team. And in so doing, I have that ignition to go forward without fear. And if there is fear, I know how to release it. And maybe there's some automatic writing here, some journaling. Somehow or another, we need to release those from you because inner peace and that purification, really very important for you to move forward. It could be a part of what you're doing. Maybe some of you have a healing business or a business where you help people clear mindset blocks, something like this. So at the bottom of the deck, we have journey. A repeat here to the medicine wheel. to that process of going again and again. It says, focus on how far you've come, not how far you have left to go. You will find help in unexpected places. So very, very much a nod to calling upon your guides, going into the things that really ignite your soul. You know, spirit guides, of course, Akashic Records, soul contracts, twin flames. I mean, there's human design charts, there's astrology charts. There are so many things that you can invest in. You don't even have to invest. Most stuff is like, you can find something for free anywhere. Okay, and how to better connect to the universe and to your guides at this point is gentleness. So a repeat of the swan energy. This says penetrating, a soft approach, faith, moderation, a subtle but deep influence, understanding, and nonviolence. So this is like the Grand Canyon being carved by water. This is very much the water element. And we have another nod to the faith and the trust. And I love this soft approach because it seems to me a little bit that maybe some of you are a little bit gung-ho on your dreams and your pursuits, which is of course okay. Of course we want that spark, but what happens when we get flustered, frustrated, pulled in too many directions? We begin to miss our mark, right? So let's see what aspects of you are coming forward to aid you at this time. What part of Leo, what aspects of self are awakening at this time? Choices. Okay, it's time to be very decisive. And that is a repeat message of the fox there, because I mentioned strategy. Excuse me. We always have a choice, and I think the choice here is to trust in your universal guidance, to trust in your emotional guidance system, and to choose what you deserve as well, what you believe is true for you to get to have. And what I love about this card is all of the elements are present here. We have lots of earth, we have the air, the fire, and the water. So everything is present here, as well as the dark and the light. Then we have the snake here, transformation, the gold apple, abundance, fulfillment. We have the Celtic knot here, which again is cycles, movement, going through the journey and enjoying that journey. And it's all here with the tree of life. And we have 3 thresholds here, which to me look exactly like my Akashic Records meditations. I mean, it's just kind of uncanny how many common denominators you find as you dive into this spiritual journey. The next aspect of self for you, Libra, abundance. As I mentioned, you're ready to embrace this. I love the dragon here. The dragon is actually a perfect art piece of my spirit guide. It really is. And I've heard that a lot of people have dragons, especially if you resonate as someone who's lived on the earth before, or spiritual planes that involve this. But these 2 images here, almost exactly perfect perfect representations of my Akashic Records, Akashic realm. I go to explore, I go to dance, I go to sing, and then I go to sit with my guide and be there with him and to purge emotions and release things out of my emotional body. So we have here a nest with little baby chicks, we have a rabbit here, we have a cornucopia with fruit spilling out. So all in all, the message is very much just to trust your guides, to trust yourself. And so you'll see that your dedication pays off and the abundance comes through for you. Next, we'll grab a couple of animals. What animals are here to assist Libra at this time? What animals can they call upon? The raven. Okay. One of the more powerful animals, if you ask me. They represent the void going across the veil into the unknown, the other worlds, magical, mystical creatures, you know, and we have dragons here. There's, again, this calling. You're feeling called, so you might as well answer, you know? You woke up, so you might as well shine. I mean, it's just kind of like, you know that you have a direction, and the raven is here to kind of call you out if you have not yet. I don't want to say that because I do see all of the dedication here. I see where you're sort of headed. There just needs to be a little bit of that emotional balance, that containment, this gentleness here. I think this is mostly what we're being called to, which is sort of that Grand Canyon energy. It takes a subtle but powerful approach in order to make change, specifically one that is peaceful change. And I think that many of you are resonating with that. The transition team, you know, for the new world and things like that. Wow. You just can't make this stuff up. The records is the Akashic Records, and it's represented here with the whale. And the whales are so ancient. They are so massive. They hold so much knowledge. I mean, you have to think about ancestral knowledge. And the whales have been here since the dinosaurs. They are still dinosaurs, you know? And it's incredible. It's amazing to think of how long that they have lived and survived and what they must know, right? Or what they must think, or how they must connect with source energy, right? So their medicine is connected to the ancients. It's connected to stones, even though, yes, they are water animals, but the stones are older than anything else, as is the whale. So an ancient knowing, this meditative exploration, most definitely calling to you. You're being called to meditate or to channel automatic right. Go through that threshold, you know, break through that glass ceiling, see yourself in a new light, go through and break free. There's like liberation here. So many of you may be wanting to explore that, and many of you may be feeling like it's finally time, you're finally ready to find that new beginning, to find that place of being where everything finally sort of makes sense, right? We're asking for a lot of clarity. I see you asking for a very big goal, asking for answers. Okay, so now the universe is reflecting that back. Okay, what are you doing in order to seek and find those answers? What are you doing to communicate higher? What are you doing to research deeper? How can you dive deep? How can you unlock more history, unlock more DNA codes? You know, whatever that is. Again, human design astrology, the list goes on and on. But the point of it is that you are doing it. You're doing the research of whatever kind. So I'm going to do one last piece of the puzzle, which is where I create a story from start to finish. So I'll gather all the cards and put them in a very specific order. So while I gather these up, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and also let me know in the comments how you all are feeling about this. How is it resonating? And check out that description box. I'll be right back. Okay, my dear Libra, you have been going through these cycles. And man, has it been frustrating. You're determined and you are here for it, and you will do what it takes, and the universe sees that within you and celebrates that within you. You are a force to be reckoned with, Libra. You know it, and the universal sources know it. You tend to sometimes just get in your own head and just think too many different ways, perhaps. I'm hearing thinking about it in too many different angles. You know, what could go wrong? How could this go sour? And the universe wants you to just kind of stop that. Okay, come back to stillness. And I know that this is a death card, but it's mostly about transformation, but I'm feeling also rest. Putting that mind at rest and just saying, what can be purified? What can I wash away clean? What can I get out of my backpack? Because there's really no sense in carrying extra stones in your backpack. The universe says your inner peace is of utmost importance. Come back to your inner peace. Keep yourself in alignment. And with that alignment, with that feeling of inner peace, you're going to feel so much more aligned with this elegance, this graceful beginning, this new energy that feels light and bright and exciting. And you celebrate your next move rather than dreading, oh, well, this could be an outcome and this could go wrong and this could be bad. And instead you're like, what if everything went right? What if whatever I did was correct? Right? What if whatever key is in front of me just happens to be the one that I grab and it's perfect and it's beautiful and it awakens the inner core of myself? Wouldn't you be more likely to make choices? Wouldn't you be more likely to have that decisive action? And now I'm seeing at the bottom of the deck right in front of me here. Decisions again. Council fire. Sometimes other people are involved in the decisions that we make, but that doesn't matter quite so much as to what it means for you. It's time to be a little bit selfish here, because you have a calling to literally magic, manifestation, law of attraction, healing, modalities. You know, you're on a spiritual path to enlightenment, to vision quests. You'll stop at nothing, you know, and there's something very beautiful about that. But the universe reminds you, you really need to trust. You have to trust your cycles, trust your patterns, trust where you've been, and always, always remain a student of your spirituality, of your openness, of your willingness to receive. Remain a student, open and ready to receive, and then always think that the positive is coming for you. I mean, like a freight train, you know? There's always something good coming your way. And when you act as if, when you celebrate in the glorious, amazing abundance that is promised to you, it just so happens that that is precisely what it is that you experience. And good people do good things with money. Okay, we need to normalize abundance. We need to normalize having more than enough in order to pursue your creative pursuits completely. And if you're called to creating some sort of a business or launching some sort of a business plan, let me know, because I am also an online business coach. That's what I do. I help my clients to get more clients. And to me, Libra, I feel that it really comes down to trust, and it comes down to emotional turbulence and knowing how to navigate that in a way that is gentle and subdued and subtle, because you are very, very much so cut out for this, and you're rising to the occasion where instead you could just be quietly gliding in this occasion. So come back to your innate innocence that trusts that everything is an adventure. You know, it's like that movie called Up, where they like blow up all the balloons and then they move the house. I mean, it's just such a silly idea, but someone came up with that. Someone really came up with that. And it went viral and it went everywhere. And it was such a good little show. And everybody, you know, has seen it. And here in Utah, they made a replica of that house, which I thought was so cute. So it's time now, Libra, for you to dive deeper. Okay? Whatever that means for you. If it's the Akashic Records, let me know, because that's my course and I certify people to certify others. And I know how to do that in my meditations. I've listened to them myself countless times and they never go the same twice. So it's literally like doing multiple meditations and seeing multiple different results. Speaking to spirit guides, we have a whole module dedicated to past lives. And you're able to automatic write or channel messages from your spirit realm, from your spirit sources that help you with this turbulence, to help you to know what to do, what decisions to make, the seeking and finding that, you know, lifting your arms up to this source energy and just being like, here's my prayer. And we have the raven that stands for magic in all of its most beautiful forms. So here you are, arms out open wide, saying, I'm open and ready to receive. And the universe complies. It's a beautiful thing, Libra, a beautiful thing. I feel that there's a little bit of a calling for clarity, a little bit of a calling for emotional release of some kind, dropping some baggage, thinking to yourself what serves you, what does not serve you. And I'm seeing here at the bottom of the deck, bone collector. Literally this burden basket, like there's a clock in the middle of a desert. I mean, wouldn't it be better to have a canteen, right? And then there's a rabbit here, which is lovely. And we had a rabbit here as well, sitting right by their lap. And we're focusing on those burrowing animals, right? Preparation. But the medicine of rabbits is actually a negative aspect of manifestation. Rabbits manifest quickly, and they manifest always in the worst situations, which makes sense, right? Because our ancestors watched rabbits be an animal of prey. So it's like, well, they must be manifesting this. It makes sense, right? So have that rabbit by your side, but let it be a teacher to really be specific, be intentional about what it is that you're praying for, what it is that you're channeling through. Because next in line is the magical shapeshifter. This is the magician card saying you have all of the talismans, you have all of the support, all of the opportunities at your fingertips. And I love that this dragon is up here again. It's like this spirit guide coming for you. Two different decks, but a similar message here. So perhaps the Akashic Records calls to you. But there's this need here to surrender, to stay in a place of bliss. And I know that's a difficult thing to do, to wrap our heads around, you know? Be joyful, be celebrating, be constantly in a state of bewilderment of the magic of the world. But here we are. We've never been in a better time to be alive. Information is free and it's everywhere. Dreams and aspirations and business plans can be launched and they can soar. Anybody can be a master chef because they can post online and get ratings and boost content and all of a sudden hire a social media manager or a business coach or what have you, and then be the world's greatest chef because they have those resources, right? So yes, we're neck and neck with other people. But here at the bottom of the deck, we have fertility. I know I just keep grabbing more and more cards. They're just screaming at me. But this is fertile ground. Plant your seeds now, today. Write them down. You seem to be a writer. We had a writer here somewhere with the automatic writing of the letter. Good news is coming to you, Libra. It's just a matter of trust, a matter of focusing on your spirit guide messages, focusing on your ability to channel, right? So the Akashic Records could definitely boost that, help you with that. Check out that description box if you're ready for that. Let me just check the bottom of the cards here. I'm seeing surrender, I'm seeing solitude, I'm seeing a happiness of your journey. And this one here we went over. Opening up your arms. I really love this because if you look here, it's just like the wind is blowing a different way. You may be feeling sick and tired of being pushed and pulled through the wind without knowing which way is the right way. So instead of standing still and crossing your arms and saying, nope, earlier it was blowing this way, now the wind is blowing that way, I don't think so. Universe, don't try this with me anymore. So you fold your arms, and the universe instead says, open your arms, go where you are guided, go with the flow, follow that intuition, and you will be rewarded. And you will be rewarded beyond your wildest dreams. Okay, Libra, I hope this reading has resonated with you. Go ahead and like and subscribe this video and check out that description box. I will see you all next month. It's great to see you here. Thank you for being here. Blessings.